most stupid idea this is. This is the stupidest thing we've ever done.
Wow. I don't know about that.
Oh, I've got a fancy tie on and everything, but you can't see it. If I die while we're recording this,
It's not
probably
that easy to breathe under these, is it?
it's not particularly easy to breathe at all. No,
But I
for all
know
those.
this is quite cool.
I said to Haley, I was like, cut me out some armholes, please. But we've forgotten to cut armholes, so I've got no armholes.
Yeah, me
I
either.
keep sucking in the fabric.
Same.
Oh, this isn't going to go well.
No. I
Right.
also I need to be able to drink as well.
Oh, I've made myself a drink. How am I going to drink it?
I
Oh no. Here's my drink.
know. I'll just
Right, well, these costumes are going to last all of 5 minutes because actually the eye holes keep getting in the way of my eyes
yeah.
and I can't.
For anyone listening to this and not watching, we're both ghosts.
Yeah.
So yeah, that says it all.
I think I'm scaring the dog. He's really whining. What are you whining about, Caesar?
It doesn't
It's
like it.
mummy. Yeah, he's got no idea. He sees ghosts anyway, so he's like, another one.
Not another one. This one looks shit.
Yeah, never
Yeah,
mind.
pup's legged it. Well, I thought I'd wear my trademark hat because in case you didn't know it was me.
Well, that's it, isn't it? We'd be like, who is under that white
Who
sheet?
is that? Could be anyone. All we know is
Oh,
they're extremely professional. That's it.
absolutely. I'm going to take this tie off though because I feel like I'm looking like a slightly different figure than a ghost. A figure that shouldn't be on the camera.
Yes.
So, oh Lord, my eye holes.
Oh, our eye holes
Oh,
are all over the place.
they are so all over the shop. Your eye holes are great. My
Well,
eye holes, I think, are too small.
yeah, I had to make them bigger because I've got big eyes and I
All
couldn't
right,
see.
shall we pause it so I can make some bigger eyes so I can actually see?
Yeah, all right. Is that better?
Oh, this is the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done. I can't see. Right, well,
We've
shall we
committed
crack
to
on?
it now.
We have committed to it, and it's just what a terrible decision.
Yeah, well,
We generally try and dress up at Halloween.
yeah. I mean, I didn't last year, so
You didn't know, and the year before you didn't either. I put a whole
didn't
green
I?
face on. No, and you just sat in your snug.
I thought that was last year.
No, that was the year before.
What happened last year then?
I don't think we both either did anything.
Didn't we? We did this.
No,
No, it was the Salem witch trials last year, wasn't it?
I don't. Yeah, but I don't remember what we did.
Yeah, that was when you were a witch.
No, that wasn't last year. Anyways, let's not argue, Kate.
Yeah.
Let's not argue.
No, it's bad enough that we're ghosts. Oh, can't see.
Right. Shall we crack on with some random lambs?
Sure. Random blams. Go.
Right, I don't have a random lamb, but what I
All
do
right.
have is quite a funny story.
All right.
So this morning,
Mhm.
why am I having so much trouble with this? It's really doing me dirty, this sheet. So this morning, I put my hat on, the same hat that you've got with the flaps.
Oh yeah.
And I put it on this morning to do the dog walk because there's a school that I have to walk past. And I thought most schools are off today, teacher training. Both our children are off today on teacher training.
Right.
So I was like, great, there's not going to be anyone there. So I put my hat on and I went for a walk with the dog. Not only was the school on, I just happened to leave at peak school run time.
Whoops.
And not only that, one of the children said, "Is that Riley's dad?"
Oh God.
And then not only that, I saw one of my clients who wanted to stop and have a chat with me. So never again will I wear that hat out because it seems to attract people.
Well, yeah. It's a stylish looking hat. Don't know
So
what you expected.
that's my random blam. I am Riley's dad, whoever Riley's dad is.
Is that Riley's dad? That's not what you want to hear, is it?
No, not at all.
At any time of the day.
Is that Riley's dad? I thought, you can't punch a child. You can't punch a child.
Violence towards children is never okay.
Sometimes.
My random lamb is 41% of Americans believe that ghosts exist.
Oh, what about the UK?
Don't know. I've only got stats on Americans.
Okay.
Yeah, 41%. So potentially 41% of our listeners are going to be,
Thinking we're real ghosts
oh yeah.
that we've died.
Yeah. My eyes look crossed in this. One looks like it's looking at the camera and the other one looks like it's looking somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's not part of my costume.
No.
That's my real eyes.
All right. Well, random blam's done.
Done. Oh.
So happy Halloween, everybody. We haven't even said that. It's Halloween.
Oh yeah. Happy Halloween. Ooh. Hang on, I need to get my ghost arms in. Ooh.
A picture of me and you
Oh
as
yeah.
ghosts. Woo.
Hang on, let me get. That's better.
See that my eye holes are just closing.
Oh,
look. A little nip snip. No slip.
No slip. Morning.
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 Oh, what a fun episode to do.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was going to be such a great idea. It transpires. It is nothing short of a pain in the arse.
It's hard work being a ghost, actually.
Yeah.
Which is what our episode today is all about. Ghosties.
It is all about ghosties because...
Oh,
there we go.
Styling yourself up, yeah?
I am. I'm a cool ghost. So,
oh, yeah.
Kate and I have often spoken about the... My nose looks huge.
It does.
Oh, goodness. That'll do. So Kate and I have spoken about the ghosty hauntedness of our hometowns. So
Yes.
we thought we would do a special Halloween episode dedicated to all the paranormal, creepy, spooky aspects of where we both live.
Oh, yeah.
So me in nothingness Norfolk and Kate in sparse Suffolk.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did there?
Uh-huh.
So thank you. I'm going to just kick this episode off with a few ghosty, creepy, like history stories from my local town in Kings Lynn.
Nice.
Kings Lynn is a 10-minute drive from me and is literally the only place nearby.
Yeah.
That's the place that you go to. You go to Kings Lynn to do your shopping. That's the town that you go into. So I was going to start by writing a lovely detailed description of Kings Lynn history, but I just didn't really understand it enough to be able to write it. And I didn't want to just copy and paste it because I didn't understand it. So I didn't want to just read it out and then it'd be like really boring.
Oh, yeah.
From what I can gather, King's Lynn is a very historic town from before the 12th century, and it was used as a port for trading, and it was a very important and popular port. But what is more interesting is what happened in the 16th century when witch hunting was at its most popular.
Oh,
In 1590, Tuesday Marketplace played host to public executions. Today, it is a cobbled square used for parking when shopping in town.
right.
But signs of its previous use can still be seen to this day.
Ooh.
On number 17 Tuesday Marketplace, which is one of the buildings that surround the square, a large black diamond surrounding a heart can still be seen etched into the building. Legend says that in 1590, Margaret Reed, accused, tried, and found guilty of being a witch, was sentenced to death by burning on the square of Tuesday Marketplace. Shady Meg is the name used to describe Margaret Reed. She lived in a tiny house on one of the alleys that led to the River Ouse, which is the river that the boats would pull up on the port. In the 1570s and 1580s, her reputation as a witch preceded her. The locals only felt safe to discuss her after her death. So according to them, she inherited her powers from her aunt. This aunt, Agnes Shipwell, died at the age...
Oh.
Shipwell died at age 27 in nearby Grimston. Following her death, Margaret moved to King's Lynn, and over the years, she acquired this reputation as Shady Meg.
Shady.
Whispers spread about her apparently otherworldly powers, and soon people started to visit Margaret. No one ever spoke of what went on in her house, and naturally, they gossiped about the snippets of things that they saw inside. And some of these things don't seem too impressive to our eyes. But back in the 1590s or 1580s, they were considered very, very strange.
Mm.
So an example was a spider apparently living in the corner of her window. And she just never bothered to clear it. It was always like a thing. And then people were like, that spider's still there. Which to us wouldn't be an issue. But apparently...
I've got a spider in every window.
Witch. You're a witch. That's why.
Yeah.
Apparently, Meg could make things happen. For example, a shop owner found whole sacks of flour ruined by mice. Another man's dog suddenly died with no obvious cause for it.
Mm.
And these things were obviously attributed to Meg, Shady Meg.
Shady Meg.
In some ways, they went towards answering other questions. People wondered how she supported herself. She didn't have a job or anything like that. And other people were curious to know what was going on in her house because they would see strange smoke permanently emanate from her chimney.
Oh, like Hocus Pocus.
Like Hocus Pocus.
Mm.
So there are some descriptions of her physical appearance, and people describe her as scrawny-necked with wispy hair. The descriptions vary because they're very almost like witch-like of her.
Mm.
But Meg was like although people were scared of her, they were so curious about her, and they wanted to know what went on in her house, why she had all these shady smoke things and loud bangs and all these weird things happening that they attributed to her. But they didn't know what she did, and they didn't know much about her. So what they did was they looked at the people that were going to visit her to try and get clues from them as to what she was doing. One of her visitors was a pretty young woman named Marion Harvey, and she ended up pregnant outside of wedlock.
Is that a descendant of yours?
It could well be, Kate.
I think
and
it is.
A rumour emerged that a man named Nick Kirk was the father, and he dumped Marion whilst pregnant in favour of another woman. And Nick Kirk wasn't really bothered about the whole thing. He'd left her up the duff, out of wedlock, and buggered off with someone else.
Nice.
So she then went to see Shady Meg. According to the legend, the neighbours heard all kinds of mutterings from the house after her visit. And the rumours about Marion's visit reached Nick Kirk, who shrugged them off. He didn't pay any credence to Meg's powers or the fact that she was able to kill people's dogs without any sign, or to get mice to eat all the grain in the farmer's field and whatever else. He was like, yeah, that's normal.
I ain't got time for this.
I ain't got time for that. A week later, he was struck down with severe chest and stomach pains and died 3 days later.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
So Nick Kirk's parents blamed Shady Meg, and rumor and everything spread around the town, and it eventually reached the authorities, who made their way into Meg's cottage. And they removed Meg from the house, and then they searched it. And among the strange occult paraphernalia that she had, along with the spider that was still there, they found a poppet. And from what I can gather, a poppet is a voodoo doll. And pins were stuck in the stomach and chest area of the poppet. And it clearly depicted that of a young man.
Oh.
So with such an obvious suggestion of witchcraft, the authorities sentenced Margaret to trial by ducking.
Oh.
So do you know what ducking is?
I only because I saw we went to Cambridge recently, and they had an authentic original ducking chair by the river, the one we went to go on a boat trip.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, so then essentially they would secure the witches to something and see whether they floated or sank. So the soldiers secured her hands and feet and threw her into the River Ouse. And at first she floated, and the assembled onlookers screamed that she was a witch. It was a sure sign that she was a witch. But eventually she sank into the river, probably because she couldn't tread water, or her clothes got wet and dragged her down. But legend says that she yelled curses even as she sank. The captain of the guard eventually ordered the soldiers to haul Margaret back up to the riverbank. The soldiers pulled on the rope attached to Meg's neck and dragged her out of the water. And when she surfaced, coughing and spluttering, the soldiers marched her away, and that was evidence that she was a witch, because even though she had sank, she had at first floated. So that was proof that she was guilty of being a witch. So overnight, they built a pyre on Tuesday Marketplace.
Hideous.
And the next morning, everyone in the area gathered to watch. Strung up and tied to the burning pyre, surrounded by flames, witnesses watched as Margaret's heart burst from her body and struck the wall of the building behind, leaving a lasting imprint of a sign that she surely was a witch and had sold her soul over to the devil. And that is the heart that can be seen still to this day on that building.
Ew.
Yep, on Tuesday Marketplace. That was the first story that Josie ever told me when I moved up here.
Nice.
Because Tuesday Marketplace is the place that you park.
Right.
And it's
like the main bit.
Yeah, it's just a big square. And on that square, like around the road, there's a big square of buildings. And pretty much every single one of those buildings is haunted.
Wow.
Pretty much all of them. So another witch hanged on the square of Tuesday Marketplace was Mary Smith. Mary was hanged in 1617 for witchcraft. Hanging, not burning, was the usual punishment for witchcraft in England. But Mary was known locally for putting curses on people that caused illnesses, including against a woman called Elizabeth Hancock after they had had a dispute. Elizabeth Hancock consulted a local cunning man who, I don't know what a cunning man is, but he apparently formed some sort of testimony about Mary Smith that became part of her case. At her trial, local magistrates and ministers put pressure on her until she confessed to making a pact with the devil, describing him as a black man with horns.
Oh, goodness.
And thus, she, in certain retellings of this, they said that her heart also burst from her body and scorched the house of her principal accuser. But that house has since been demolished and another one stands in its place. So we don't know if there is a heart on that building or not.
Oh. Maybe it was the heart that demolished it, like a wrecking ball.
Oh my God, maybe.
Flew out and smashed the house to pieces.
Hmm.
Mm.
In later years, King's Lynn played host to one of the most famous witch finders of the time, and that was Witchfinder General Matthew Hopkins. Matthew Hopkins was born in Suffolk at the beginning of the 1600s, and we know nothing about him, really. Other than that, people thought that he had trained as a lawyer because of how he presented himself in court. Matthew began his witch-finding career in 1644 after allegedly discovering 6 witches in Manningtree. Matthew then went from town to town, getting them to employ him as a witch finder and cleansing them of witches over a 2-year span between the years of 1644 and 1646. He visited Essex, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire, Huntingdonshire, Bedfordshire, and Nottinghamshire, and of course, Norfolk. And it is said that he alone, in those 2 years of being active, was responsible for the deaths of more than in the 160 years that followed. So he accused, tried, and essentially sent more people to death than in 160 years after him.
Oh my God.
And it was said that he was responsible for about 40% of all people condemned to death throughout the entire witching trials over the course of 300 years.
Oh my goodness.
So he, nasty bastard.
Yeah.
Nasty bastard. But witch finding was a lucrative business, it seems, with the average daily wage being about 2.5 pence for the normal person. Matthew would earn between 15 to 20 pounds a day purging witches from the local villages. So how did he do it? One of his techniques was to use a pricker to test whether bite marks, scars, or nipples were immune to pain, as they were said to be marks from suckling the devil, so therefore they didn't feel any pain. The pricker was a 3-inch spike, which was plunged into the accused witch, who of course would feel no pain. And then on removing the pricker, the witch would not bleed from the cut, which was further proof. However, the pricker that he used was something like a plastic dagger where the blade was like spring loaded, so it would retract into the handle when a pressure was applied. So it didn't actually cut into the skin.
So it didn't hurt him and it didn't bleed because it didn't actually do anything.
No, but that was a sure sign they were a witch, which was why he was so successful.
What a prick.
He also used other methods of essentially torture to extract confessions, methods such as sleep deprivation and waterboarding.
Oh, goodness.
So Matthew Hopkins came to Lynn on the 2nd of September, 1646, where it was ordered that he be paid £20 for the day. He went around the area of King's Lynn, purging it of witches and those that had sold their soul to the devil. While he had a lot of success in other areas, 10 out of the 11 that Matthew accused were found not guilty. And this was only because at the time he was actually under questioning for his methods that he was using. They thought that perhaps they weren't legitimate methods, and therefore most of these people went off scot-free, because generally if you were accused as a witch, that was it. You weren't getting out of that. Matthew died of tuberculosis in 1646, just a few months after visiting Lynn, which put an end to his witch-finding days, but not before he'd managed to publish a book, The Discovery of Witches, which we will put up on the website under the book glam section because you can actually still buy it today.
Really?
Yeah. So this book carried on Matthew's witch-finding legacy. It led to witch hunting being popular in the New England colonies in 1663, and some of his methods were used in the Salem witch trials in 1692.
Oh,
I thought that was really interesting.
yeah. In the Salem
Oh,
witch trials.
yeah, he actually gave himself the name Witchfinder
Oh,
General. It wasn't like a
sounds
title
like
that was,
sounds like a relative of Timothy Dexter.
yeah, yeah.
Lord.
So it wasn't a title that was bestowed upon him. He just adopted a Witchfinder General and went from town to town. So
Wow.
what a dickhead.
Yeah.
Also hanged in the square of Tuesday Marketplace was Mother Gabley. So Mother Gabley was the first person condemned in Norfolk under the 1563 Act against conjurations, enchantments, and witchcrafts, which was
Goodness.
passed early in the reign of Elizabeth I. I love that there is like an act against witchcraft and enchantments and stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. So that act made it illegal to practice witchcraft, enchantments, and conjurations. In 1583, Mother Gabley was what are you laughing at?
just, just, just your ghost costume
There's something on the inside that's tickling my nose.
is getting more and more less like weird looking. It's consuming your glasses now.
It really is. It's not been playing ball, is
Pull
it?
them round the edge because it kind of you look like a bit of a marshmallow elephant.
Yeah, it's not a good
That's
look for me.
that's better.
All right. So in 1583, Mother Gabley was accused of causing the death of Robert Archer, Oliver Cobb, William Barrett, Henry Goldsmith, Richard Dye, and others who had sailed from Spain to England and arrived at the port. In all, it was believed that she caused the death of 13 men. She had, it was claimed, boiled eggs in cold water, stirring vigorously to raise a storm at sea, which killed the men.
Oh,
So Mother Gabley was sentenced to be hanged.
oh.
Isn't it stupid though when you look back?
Yeah.
Isn't it so stupid?
So many
How could boiling eggs in
people.
cold water raise a storm at sea?
Oh,
Honestly.
how could a spider in the corner of someone's window in this country as well? Like, I don't know about America, but over here, we just seem to get spiders in
Oh,
every room
all the time, every
all the
day.
time, every day, whether it's summer, winter, autumn, whatever it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
So surrounding Tuesday Marketplace, as I just mentioned, they have a plethora of haunted buildings and spooky buildings. And we have like just areas around the Tuesday Marketplace that show the history of King's Lynn. So we have got Devil's Alley, and legend
Ooh.
has it that the devil arrived off the boat at the Purfleet
Oh,
Quay, which is the
right.
trading port in Lynn, and on his way around town to steal the souls of the innocent, he was spotted by a priest who cornered him in what is now known as Devil's Alley. And during this battle, the priest banished the devil back to the netherworld using prayers and holy water. But this infuriated the devil, and he stamped his foot so hard and with such force that it left an imprint on the cobbled stones,
Mm.
which was like a hoof print because
Oh,
the devil
yeah.
obviously has hoofs.
Yeah.
And I'd like to say that this is still there, but the road has since been updated, and
Oh,
there is no proof now of the
no proof of the hoof.
no, but the name remains the same. There is a big placard on the alley that says Devil's Alley. Oh,
Oh.
I drink it. Um,
You're like, yeah, I'll just have a drink. Nope.
we also have the Exorcist house.
Oh,
And Josie said she's actually been in that house, and it's she said it's creepy as shit.
did
And I said, all
she?
right. I'll include that in the podcast. It's creepy as shit, everyone.
Creepy as shit. You heard it here first.
Through the grounds of St. Nicholas's Chapel, you will find a curious cottage built on the site where medieval exorcists used to do battle with evil spirits. So the exorcist house is now this little cottage, but that was built on the remains of where the house was
Right.
the exorcist took place. So this building housed specially trained priests from St. Nicholas's Chapel, whose job it was to exorcise the demons. The last exorcism was carried out here in the late Middle Ages, and it is said to have led to the tragic death of a woman accused of witchcraft, who was then burnt in Tuesday Marketplace. Dating from 1635, that building was knocked down and replaced with this old cottage that is there today, the one that is creepy as shit. And in this cottage, there have been tales of a ghost at the house, which appeared to the daughters of a man who had lived there. And legend has it that an underground passage, allegedly used by Witchfinder General Matthew Hopkins, runs from that exorcist house to St. Anne's house, which is also in Lynn. One notorious resident of the exorcist house was a broadcaster named Frank Buckley, who claimed that he was a wizard and he could prevent people from photographing the house, and he also kept a large collection of occult objects. After his death in 1967, his wife moved to America and sold the cottage, and the new owners took it over and reported seeing a ghost of a woman sitting in the armchair who would later be identified as Mrs. Buckley, the wife of wizard Mr. Buckley. But not only does Lynn play host to witches, as I said, it's got its fair share of hauntings, of which you can even do a ghost tour of the locations around Tuesday Marketplace. And it's a very, very popular ghost tour. And Lynn is an area very often frequented by paranormal investigators. And I've chosen two of my favourites for today's episode. And we have got the Tudor Rose Hotel. This hotel was built in the 15th century and stands just off of Tuesday Marketplace on St. Nicholas Street and plays host to the ghost of a woman known as the Small Lady of Tudor Rose.
Aww.
Witnesses have reported various sightings of a petite woman in a wedding dress of period design with a look of profound sadness on her face.
Oh.
Story has it that on her, or after her wedding to the love of her life, on her wedding night, they spent that night at the Tudor Rose Hotel, where her new husband proceeded to stab her to death.
Oh, nice.
But not only does the small lady present herself, most commonly in the stairwell of the building up to like where the rooms are, but phantom footsteps are frequently reported on the wooden stairs. These it's said that the footsteps typically occur in the early hours of the morning or during quiet periods when the building is more quiet, so they can be heard. Staff and guests have reported doors opening and closing without explanation, objects moving by themselves, and mysterious shadows passing through corridors, particularly in areas where the bride has been sighted. Temperature drops are another commonly reported phenomenon, with witnesses describing sudden cold spots that seem to follow the ghost's movements through the building. These cold spots and sightings are often accompanied by an overwhelming sense of sadness that appears to emanate from the small lady and just affect everybody nearby. Sightings of the small lady often intensify around the anniversary of her wedding, and any other weddings that take place at the Tudor Rose Hotel, indicating that she might be a small bit triggered by weddings. And the last one that I'm going to delve into is the Duke's Head Hotel. And it was built in 1683 and stands on the edge of Tuesday Marketplace and plays host to a few ghosts. The first being the Red Lady. According to local folklore and witness accounts spanning decades, The Red Lady was once a woman faced with an impossible choice between two suitors. The emotional torment of this dilemma that she had was so overwhelming that she ultimately took her own life, unable to bear the weight of choosing between these two suitors. Multiple witnesses over many decades have described remarkably consistent encounters with the Red Lady. She appears as a woman dressed in flowing red clothing, walking purposely through the hotel's corridors and ascending its historic staircases. Her movements suggest an eternal search, as if seeking something or someone that remained forever just beyond her reach. The Red Lady's appearances are characterized by her melancholy atmosphere rather than a sense of malevolence from her. She's a sad ghost.
She's just sad, bless her.
So sad. Witnesses often report feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and loss when encountering her. She appears completely oblivious to the modern world around her and just trapped in her own grief and indecision and her own I don't know,
sadness and
her own little sadness, grief, and Hotel staff and guests have most frequently spotted her in the older Georgian sections of the building, parts that haven't been modernised, particularly along the main corridors and on the principal staircase. And the second ghost that haunts the Duke's Head Hotel is the ghost, or the gambling ghost, of room 18. During the Duke Head's early years as a prestigious coaching inn, the hotel attracted gentlemen of various social standings, many drawn to the gambling opportunities that such establishments provided back then. Gaming was a popular pastime among the Georgian gentry, but for some it became a destructive obsession that led to financial ruin and social disgrace. One such unfortunate soul was a gentleman who had accrued massive gambling debts that far exceeded his ability to repay them. How much he was in debt, we don't know. Probably about £3.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet it was like £2.
Yep. But the consequences were of this debt was devastating enough for him to fall into a massive depression. So whether he had lost his family estate, his inheritance, or borrowed against things, the weight of his financial ruin became unbearable. Because the Georgian era's rigid social structure meant that gentlemen faced with these sorts of circumstances didn't really have a way out, or honourable way out. Bankruptcy brought social ostracism, and the shame of unpaid gambling debts would not only destroy his reputation, but that of his entire families. For someone of breeding and social standing, the prospect of public disgrace often seemed worse than death itself. So faced with these insurmountable debts and the prospect of this awful social ruin, the tormented gambler made a fateful decision. In a moment of despair, he attempted to end his life by shooting himself in the head. However, his aim was not true, and the self-inflicted wound, while grievous, was not immediately fatal. So those who discovered him in this wounded state rushed him to the Duke's Head Hotel, to room 18. So whether he was just downstairs or somewhere else in the hotel, they took him to a secluded room, which was room 18. As he lay dying from his wounds, attended by those who tried to save him, the gambler spoke his final words with chilling precision. "I will return."
Oh.
These words, witnessed by the people that tried to save him, ended up coming to fruition, because following his death in room 18, reports of supernatural activity began almost immediately. The most prominent manifestation was the sound of ghostly wailing and moaning that seemed to emanate from the room. These mourning, wailing ghost sounds were so persistent and disturbing that they actually drove people away from that section of the hotel, and it made that room unusable for a very long time. The moaning was described as deeply distressing, carrying with it an overwhelming sense of despair and regret that affected everybody who heard it. Staff and guests alike reported feeling an oppressive atmosphere of hopelessness when in the vicinity of room 18, as though the gambler's final emotional state had somehow imprinted itself on the very walls of that room.
Oh,
And
that's
that is,
it's sad, isn't it? I feel really sad when people die in such a like in such emotional turmoil. It's so it's just so sad.
well, that's what they say is what leaves them behind, isn't it? Because they're
Yeah,
that trauma almost is what binds them here.
yeah. Oh.
But honestly, look up the history of King's Lynn if you get a chance, or if you're in the area, go and do the ghost tour because there's so much history around the area. It's really, really, really interesting. There's so many haunted places around here that are very often, like I said, frequented by paranormal
Hmm.
um act I don't want to say activists,
Investigators.
investigators, yeah. So it's very, very interesting.
Yeah, it would be good. I know we've been saying it for a couple of years and just haven't got round to it, but it would be good for us to do a stay over at one of these hotels.
I know there's certain particular rooms that you can stay in that have the most activity.
It would be really good to do that and
Yeah.
record as well. Yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. Oh, that was good. Thanks, Poddy.
That's all right. I look forward to
Uh,
yours.
yes. I shall wet my ghostly whistle. Right. Well, I've switched the order of mine because while I was researching, I was I just really got into one of the stories more than the other, and I thought I want to finish with that one because it's my favourite, definitely. So my first ghostly story is about the Red Lion in Colchester. This is a hotel. It's now they used to be inns, but now they're pubs, restaurants, hotels, function rooms, things like that. But this is the Red Lion in Colchester. Nestled in the heart of Colchester in Essex, Britain's oldest recorded town, a place steeped in history and charm, lies an enchanting hotel that whispers tales of yore. This remarkable establishment, dating back to 1465, stands as a Grade 1 listed coaching inn. Its very structure, imbued with the centuries of stories waiting to be told, the interior captivates with its atmospheric timber beams, shadowy old corridors, and winding staircases, all of which set the perfect stage for a spine tingling ghost story. Layered within the fabric of this hotel is a haunting narrative that intertwines tragedy and mystery. A chilling murder once unfolded within its walls, and a bricked up door serves as a grim reminder of the past. Guests often report persistent apparitions that drift through the halls and chilling rocking chairs that add an eerie touch as it sways without a single soul in sight. So I'm going to start off with the ghost of Alice Catherine Miller. Regarded as the most active spirit haunting in the historic hotel, Alice's poignant tale stretches back to the tumultuous 17th century. Historical records suggest that she served as a chambermaid, destined for a life marked by tragedy when she discovered her unexpected pregnancy by a prominent figure of the era. This devastating revelation led to a series of events that culminated in her brutal murder within the very walls of the hotel. A heartbreaking incident said to have occurred in 1638. Alice's restless spirit is believed to wander several notable areas throughout the building. These are rooms 5, 6, and 10 as being particular hotspots of her ghostly presence. In a desperate attempt to claim her ghostly manifestations, the doorway to one of the rooms was sealed with bricks many centuries ago. However, reports of her hauntingly gentle presence continue to surface. One particularly chilling encounter detailed the experience of an assistant manager who awoke in the dead of night to a strange electric jolt coursing through him. To his astonishment, he saw a rocking chair in the corner of the room swaying rhythmically, seemingly animated by an unseen force. There, in the dim light, sat Alice herself, her translucent form poised and tranquil. She gazed directly into his eyes and softly inquired, "Are you all right?" Before fading away into the silence of the night, leaving behind an unsettling yet mesmerising reminder of her tragic end. Can you imagine that? Waking up in the hotel and seeing the like a rocking chair just rocking. I mean, I'd have been gone by that point. I'd have been like, nope, and I'd have left. But imagine she goes, "Are you all right?" And then she fucks off before he's got a chance to go, "Actually, no, I'm not." So she asks, but she doesn't actually
She
want to
doesn't
know.
care. Yeah,
No.
doesn't care. I feel like I would be a restless ghost.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you're only a ghost for the day today, and you've been very restless.
I'm
I
not
have to
comfortable
say.
as a
No,
ghost.
no,
Yeah,
you're not, are you? It doesn't sit well with you at all.
doesn't being a ghost is not for me.
Hang hang on. The lights are all going out in here. Hang on.
Oh gosh. Well, my internet's just gone down. Your lights are bloody going off.
Oh my goodness. My power's just suddenly gone out over here, but not all of it.
That's hilarious. You're looking a bit of frantic ghost.
I'm a little bit freaked out. I'm not gonna lie. Something seems to be going on over here.
Oh my god, it looks so funny. You keep just popping up.
My fear is funny to you. I'll try and sort this out. Hang on.
But you're just clutching at your ghost sheet.
It's so I can see.
You're like, oh no.
Oh God.
We would make terrible ghosts.
Right. It's getting sorted. Hang on. Come on.
It looks so funny. Every time you turn and look at the camera.
Is it because my flaps are
No, I don't know. I think it's because you're holding it. So it's making your face really prominent. You'll have, you'll have to watch it back because that's hilarious.
Oh, right. Right. Lights are back on now. Oh, what is that moving under your sheet?
My finger. And its face.
I'll tell you, it's quite good fun, isn't it? Being a ghost. Like once you get used to like the general uncomfortableness of it.
Of wearing a sheet, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we were real ghosts, we wouldn't have this. Although this next ghost that I'm going to talk about would probably have the same issues that we're having, because it's the ghost of the hooded monk.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We feel
So-
your pain.
Yeah. We get you. We get you. Yeah. Can you see or?
I can see.
Oh. So yeah, so the ghost of the hooded monk. We're still at the Red Lion in the dimly lit reception area of the inn. A shadowy figure often materializes, cloaked in tattered dark robes that conceal his form. It's similar to us. The apparition is believed to be the spirit of a monk who perished in the tragic fire whilst heroically attempting to rescue children trapped inside. The flames blazed fiercely, consuming the building, but the monk's selfless act of bravery ensured that several lives were saved. Witnesses report an eerie chill in the air, obviously after the fire, not during, accompanied by a faint scent of ash. As the ghostly presence wanders the hallway, occasionally lingering near the staircase where the children once played. This haunting has become part of local lore, with the inn's patrons sharing tales of the monk's unwavering devotion to those who he sought to protect. So that's pretty much it for the hooded monk. Yeah, is what it is. The Red Lion is 10 minutes from my house.
Mm-hmm.
I will, like, me and Claire will go and meet like friends there and things like that. So we have been, and when I went, I took Pup, and I remember thinking back on it, like when I did this story, because I didn't know about this when I was last there. She was very unsettled when we were there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kept woofing and like frightening everyone because everyone was like sitting eating their meal. And yeah, Pup kept woofing and scaring the crap out of everyone. So yeah,
Oh, she's not really a woofer, is she?
she's not a woofer. No, she's not a woofer at all. Another ghost at the Red Lion is the ghost, and it's literally called this, the ghost of the small boy.
Oh,
That's it. No other information. There have been numerous reports of a mysterious child apparition seen in the historic Parliament Room. I would like to go to this Parliament Room, which was once a grand banqueting hall within the hotel. This eerie figure, often described as a small boy, he's dressed in vintage clothing reminiscent of that of the early 20th century. And it's become a subject of fascination, particularly amongst younger guests. Locals and visitors alike claim that children are more likely to spot this ghost. Many have shared their ghostly encounters where the boy appears to be playful and wants to play with them. Some families have even managed to capture this image in photographs, of which I will post because I've seen them. And this led to a mix of intrigue and skepticism around these sightings. And I get that because having seen the photos, I was like, kind of looks like there's something on the camera lens. Not sure if that's, a ghosty or not, but the Parliament Room, known for its ornate decor and rich history, adds an air of mystery that enhances these accounts of hauntings. Like it's a naturally creepy place anyway.
mm-hmm.
So is that aiding to it? Don't know.
Mm.
Many believe that the spirit of the boy is drawn to laughter and energy of children, and it makes that room a particular hotspot for paranormal activity. As the tales of haunted hosts circulate the hotel, it continues to welcome curious guests. So if we was to ask to go there, I'm sure they would be more than happy, especially if we were in this attire.
Absolutely.
And everyone goes there hoping to catch a glimpse of the playful spirit. So that is the hauntings of the Red Lion. And now I'm going to get to my favourite one. And this is the place that we have been wanting to go for years, and it's the
Yeah.
Bull Hotel in Long Melford. And this is about the spirit of Richard Everard. And he's not the only ghost at the Bull Inn, I'm told, but he is the ghost that the Bull Inn is famous for.
Hmm.
Right, so picture this. Long Melford, 1648. A time when the air crackled with tension, thickened by the smell of ale and the simmering political strife. An era where disputes could lead to fatal consequences. The atmosphere was dangerously charged. Richard Everard, a small-holding farmer and landlord of the local inn, and the inn was called the Bull Inn. Now it's known as the Bull Hotel, but it was the Bull Inn. Richard was well known to the locals who frequented his establishment. He was known for his fierce opinions and unyielding spirit. He was a man of strong opinions, and he wasn't afraid to voice them. On this particular chilly evening, Richard found himself embroiled in a heated argument inside the Bull Hotel. The flickering candlelight cast long shadows on the walls as tempers flared during this passionate exchange between Richard and a patron, Roger Green. Their disagreement rooted in the tumultuous loyalties of the English Civil War, and this escalated beyond words. Richard, sensing the danger from Roger, began to back away. But Roger wasn't finished. Roger stepped closer to Everard, insisting that he hears him out. Richard feared for his safety by this point and made what would turn out to be a fatal mistake. He turned his back on the furious Roger and attempted to flee to a back room of the inn. Roger, now seething with rage, as he thought that Richard kind of thought this argument was done, he'd said his piece, that was it. And Roger was fuming with this. As Richard backed away and turned his back, Roger seized his moment and struck. He plunged a dagger into the landlord's back, and Richard Everard fell to the floor, dead. Roger was shocked and slightly panicked by what he had done in this moment of fury, and he fled. The other patrons rushed over to the landlord, but they knew he was already dead, and he had been before his body had even hit the floor. They turned him over and pulled him back out into the hallway, out of the doorway of the room where he had tried to escape to just moments before. This was room 4 in the inn. His lifeless body laid out in the dimly lit hallway of the inn as blood ran into the entrance of room number 4. The motionless, cold cadaver of the feisty landlord awaited the arrival of an undertaker or perhaps a priest to give the grieving spirit his peace. But when dawn broke, illuminating the inn with a pale, ghostly light, the chilling revelation awaited. You see, Richard Everard's family had arrived to collect his body for burial, so that they could begin the process of laying their loved one to rest and grieving for him. But they felt that a cruel joke was being played on them, as when they arrived at the Bull Inn, having built themselves up for this horrendous ordeal, the body had vanished without a trace, and there was not even a single drop of blood on the floor. No drag marks to indicate a hurried departure. It was as if the floor of the inn itself had swallowed him whole. No blood, no corpse, just emptiness. Both the family and the authorities carried out a thorough search of the inn and surrounding area, but Richard Everett's body was never found. Well, surely, I hear you all ask, no body, no crime. So what became of the alleged murderer, Roger? Well, he had already been arrested, tried, found guilty, and hanged. Justice came super swift in those days. The baffling disappearance marked the beginning of a haunting legacy, solidifying Richard Everett's ghostly presence. In the records of local law, and igniting centuries of ghostly encounters that still echo through the Bull Inn's halls. Guests, along with their fair number of staff members, frequently share accounts suggesting that Richard Everett never truly left the premises. His spirit is said to frequent room 4, which is right where his body was apparently laid out. Eyewitnesses describe this ghost of Richard Everett as a tall figure clad in traditional 17th century attire. He is often seen wearing a lace collar and dark, elegant cut coat, embodying a ghostly aesthetic reminiscent of the Civil War era. Those who have seen him note his demeanour. He is occasionally angry or confused, suggesting a lingering disorientation, as if he doesn't fully understand what happened. I mean, he did get stabbed in the back, so maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't have any idea of what had happened. The emotional presence of Everett's it fluctuates considerably. Some guests report that he appears bemused, navigating the corridors as if he's searching for his own missing body. And others have experienced a more malevolent side, commenting that his intense glare and oppressive bad vibes he exudes, as if to like he's compelled to like relive the horror of that night that he was murdered. Those that have stayed in or in the proximity to room 4 often report very chilling phenomena, sudden drops in temperature and unsettling cold spots that defy logical explanation. Many describe a distinct sense of unease, feeling as if they're being watched by a presence that lurks behind them. And some people have speculated that this could have also been the spirit of Roger as well. Paranormal investigators who have spent the night at the location share chilling experiences. They document occurrences such as flickering lights, unexplained drops in temperature by several degrees, eerie whispers captured on EVP recorders that seem to echo moments of the past. A particular haunting account from a Suffolk News article recounts a guest who awoke to find a tall man in period clothing standing at the foot of their bed, staring intensely before fading into thin air. Guests, along with a fair number of staff members, frequently share accounts suggesting, of course, that Richard Everett never left the premises. But I ask you, where the hell did his body go?
Oh my gosh, I've no idea. I was hoping he's going to tell me.
No, it's never been found. No
Oh.
remains. They have searched and searched and searched. And there was never any sign of him.
Is
Like,
he definitely dead, or did he just up and run?
yeah. Well, there was witness accounts of other patrons that witnessed him actually get stabbed.
Yeah.
And then when Roger legged it out of the pub, they went over to him and they all crowded round him, and they said he was dead, dead.
Oh,
And there was blood everywhere, and it was so much so that it was pooling around his body
yeah.
and then running down the corridor, across the
Yeah.
corridor into room
Boom.
4. But when
Oh,
they went
baffling.
back, there was no blood, there was no body. Like, even if he'd legged it,
It would have been blood,
there
yeah.
would have been blood there because he was, yeah, that's where he was killed. So I do feel that definitely, definitely the bull is where we need to go and stay, and we need to specify that we need to stay in room 4.
Yeah, I'll leave that to you to do then.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. I just don't feel like I'd be that bothered because
No,
I don't think I'd be like scared or anything because I just think that it's something else. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, well, that's just that noise. That's not footsteps. That's just something else.
I think I would be skeptical if I heard noises.
Mm.
I think I'd be a little bit like, is this because it brings business to the pub and the hotel? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And are they like, is it staff playing up to it and things like that?
Yeah.
But if I saw something and it was obvious that it was like,
A man
someone,
standing at the foot of the bed.
yeah, and they were dressed in like period clothing and things like that, and then I saw them disappear into thin
Hmm.
air. Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel.
Yeah, that's harder to dispute. But when somebody says, oh, there's an ominous feeling of someone watching you, that's
Yeah,
crap.
that could just be paranoia, couldn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's not
I
ghosty.
would. I'd love to know categorically if that's a thing. Oh, we're getting into position. Hang on.
I'm just doing a little ghost stretch. Oh, well, thank you for bringing those to us.
Yeah, thank you.
We're very
I want
welcome.
to go.
I need to go and get out of my ghost attire. Oh my goodness, it's driving me mad.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
been
I'm
good.
I'm quite enjoying it. I might edit the episode just like this.
Can't wait.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Well, happy Halloween,
Happy
everyone.
Halloween indeed.
All right.
I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. See you all on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
If you have enjoyed listening to our episodes, make sure you rate us and leave us a review on whatever platform you are listening.
We absolutely love hearing from you guys. So you can also help support our show by donating to our Buy Me a Coffee link. We will make sure that you get a massive shout out and a big thank you in our next week's episode.
You can also follow us on social media at Perplexed Podcasts. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and if you want to see more videos and blooper reels, subscribe to our TikTok and YouTube channels.
You can also email us your stories at perplexedpodcasts@gmail.com.
And you can find all the relevant links in the episode descriptions. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
I want to see this shit. That's why.
I want to see as well. Oh, it's not even covering my eyes anymore.
Well, while we're waiting, let's listen to some Halloweeny music.
Yeah.
Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween.